Like all of our devices, it's pausing. So welcome everybody. But yeah, just so it's funny because you're a yard sale. She used to people. And me, I'm good with money. You know this. I mean, fucking anybody in my family knows I'm fucking good with numbers, good with money. But anyways, this lady bought some cards, and her daughter bought cards too. But the old lady gave me a 20, and the one gave me a 10. Well, the one was gonna try to pay for them both and give me two 20s at first, but she took one of the 20s back. So anyway, we get done, and I actually sell the card. I guess, which I normally don't do. I usually put it in my pocket so I have it, so I can't say that. But anyways, I put it in our money box, right? So I go to they go to leave, and she comes back at me. She says, "Sir, I gave you two 20s. Where's my change?" And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Well, she gave you a 10, and I gave you two 20s. That would not even make sense. If she gave me a 10, the other one gave me a 20. Why would she give me two 20s, right? Does that even make sense at all? So anyways, I'm like, no, you didn't. But anyways, the lady starts arguing, so she gets upset. So what do? I gave her the $20, because I'm not going to argue with some old lady, right? And there's a rummage sale next door. So she went over, and this is how we both know I'm right. Let me finish that. But she goes next door and goes, next thing I know, she comes back. And she's like, I owe you more money. I got other stuff. No, baby, you gotta look at dollar other thing, and we had it all add up or whatever. So she gave me $9 back. She said, yeah, that's right. I think what happened is she fucking got in there and realized I was fucking right. I felt better. So the lady ripped me off. I only ended up getting ripped off $11. Ring, ring. Rico is a super important man. I don't know if you guys knew this. He honors us with his time while he's doing this. And now these people are all like, yo, what's going on? We need Rico. This is how important he is at his job. Just so you know, he's a CEO at a. Well, why are you laughing, man? What, you don't want me to tell everybody about you being a job, your CEO job? He's at. He's really a CEO at Big Booty Blow Up Dolls. That brings back on Big Booty Blow. I remember that shit. But
You know what? Seriously, and I don't care. I've never had to outright talk to you like this, and if I ever had to, I would always do it in private. But I'm just gonna do it right here because I'm getting real fucking tired of this shit, dog. I really fucking am. For the last motherfucking time, big booty companion cosmetics.
ever, same difference. That's what anybody else is gonna
Put some
say.
respect on our show. We are not just a blow up doll. They have animations. They have voices. They have feelings.
Yeah, well, when you're calling people like J-Lo, the J-Lo doll, I know that one you have, what is it called? J Blow. We all know it's J Blow. Come on, J Blow. That's not. It's a blatant rape off.
We just added some extra Botox and fillers to the lips, and we figured we call it that because it comes with like one of those children play set plates of like fucking rice and beans with oyogi sauce. That's why.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, but I just was surprised by that one right there.
My dog is not moved, laying by the couch, just chilling.
I was about to ask her,
bother. That's what I was saying. I'm like, where the fuck is that dog
but, you
at?
know, we're trying to be a serious company, so I need you to get the name right, dog. Like, this is the lot. This is the future.
You gotta give me you gotta give me some kind of abbreviation. And now we are getting so far off topic, like 5 minutes into the what the call. We are actually supposed to be talking about our comedic inspirations and why Rico is the way he is, at least.
No, the fact of the matter is, I take my job seriously, and they know that when I just get fed up with having to talk to people about multiple shit, I start adding shit to my list, and then when they get mad at me about it, they get even more mad because then my response to them is, well, do you want it done or do you want it done right?
Well, I could get people's confusion though on the problem there though, because dude, if you order a J Lo doll,
why are we going back to this? I'm talking about my other job, the day job.
Oh, Because I thought it was fun when you go to a thing and you get a Jennifer Aniston. It's kind of a big difference. It's kind of a,
That has nothing to do with me. That has to do with the R&D
and
department.
just because you call it a Jennifer ass ain't hers, that doesn't mean it's not a blatant rip off of her either. Everybody knows that's who that is.
That's what we've gotten a lot of comments lately about our Jennifer Love Hewitt parody doll. And no, there is a big difference between Jennifer Love Hewitt and Jennifer Glove Big Globes. They are two different people. Our companion actually has a cup size bigger. So thank you for that. Stop trying to fuck with me. You're not getting a refund.
Some naughty girl is just like, yo, something on your image over there. It was the top of the page. It's just showed probably friend suggestion, something like that. It's on the top corner, your little. I don't even know what
Which one?
Yeah, that one.
This one?
Yeah,
Oh, it's TikTok.
yeah, that's it. TikTok. I was
Oh,
gonna
that's
call
fucking
something. No,
bad.
TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, TikTok.
You know, so anywho, what's up, YouTube? Y'all already know what it is 6 minutes in. As you guys can tell, we're off to a fantastic fucking start. You guys came in at a good time. I'm relatively more calm than when I started this shit.
You need a lot more fun. You need a lot more fun. Trust me, the demeanor's changed completely. This clapper is gonna piss him off though, and he don't even have to deal with it. He don't even have to
I'm
deal
not
with
paying
it.
attention to it.
You're trying not.
If it's in my direct purview, I will deal with it if I have to. But that one, I gave up.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't understand why I'm still on it, but
I'm trying to not let anything else set me off.
but it's still letting me
I'm at a
resume.
weird
So
point where like the smallest thing might set me off. So I'm woosahing while I'm trying to do this. It's gonna be great. But ladies and gentlemen, we did have a topic for today, and one of the topics that, or the topic, excuse me, that I did want to talk about is comedy in and of itself, especially because I did want to bring up a video that a friend of mine pointed out to me, which I saw and everything like that, and you know, it goes into a lot of the way that I think about comedy and stuff like now, and it also segues into the influences that I've had for the way that I am with my, you know,
sorry,
comedy
if I
and
was
stuff like
not
that.
may only be heard during the first part because I forgot to turn my mic on after we plugged it in.
Okay.
I turned it in before, so well, all right.
And we're just gonna keep on fucking rolling because that's exactly how we do it. Now, before I get into the topic, I also did want to say, because I know that he'll either jump on or he'll catch this on the YouTube or some shit like that. I don't know if I'm about to actually express how much, but I don't think you guys understand how fucking happy I am that my brother is getting married and I get to be there for that. You guys also don't understand
Congratulations.
how happy I was to throw a little bit of a wrinkle into my brother's plan. And it was a little one, but I know it's going to bother him, and that's what makes me happy. Because I'm not even in the wedding party. I'm just a guest, right? He's on the phone and he says to me, the colors for the wedding are this, champagne, and burgundy. But you can't wear champagne. You look better in burgundy, wear something burgundy. And I said, well, what are the other groomsmen wearing, or the other ushers? Oh, what do you mean? Like I'm not a groomsman or an usher? No, you're just gonna be there. I said, then don't fucking worry about what I'm wearing. I said, you want it to be like casual, like business casual, like formal wedding type shit? I will give you that. But since you wasn't even gracious enough to put me in a wedding party, I'm gonna be gracious enough to show up in whatever the fuck I want. If I want to wear a pair of fucking Nikes with it, I will. And you're just gonna have to deal with that, Bucko. Sorry. Then he told me he spent $1,000 a piece. A fucking piece for a piano player and a violin player. I get it. You want to have a nice fucking wedding, and that actually does make it real nice in my opinion. Violin and piano are two of the most beautiful fucking instruments. However, why would you spend that much money knowing that the little brother who you didn't want in your groom's party or groomsmen Those are two instruments he knows how to play. You could have saved yourself some fucking money. I would prefer to play piano because I'm better at it than violin.
I didn't know you could play the piano.
Yeah, I can play the piano, dog.
You're gonna have to see this someday.
I play piano. So then you want to know what he tries to throw at me? No, because I want specific songs that have to be played, and you have to know how to read music. So then I hit him with, I play piano, play violin, which means I can read music. You want me to go fucking further? You came to my chorus concerts. To learn those songs, we have to learn how to read music to know how long or how short to hold a note. Stupid. Everything that you're describing, I can fucking do.
But in his defense, this is his wedding, so I'm actually gonna step.
No,
it is his wedding. And he wants somebody that's probably does this professionally more or less. Unlike you who haven't played probably in how long? Just be honest.
No, I have keyboards at home. I actually touch up on them all the time.
You're still not trying to do this as any kind of profession, whereas this person is probably he's hired if he's paying $1,000 to somebody that does this type of thing. So come on, you got to give your brother a break, and it's probably not as much him as it's probably his wife.
And
whatever, you know what I meant. That's just a slip up on my part.
No, you're good because I've been making jokes about that for a hot minute, so you're good.
Is it normally what you think? Not that.
But here's my thing, and you're absolutely right. It is his wedding. These people probably do this professionally. However,
I get the first part. I will agree with you on the first part. How the hell you don't have your brother part of your wedding party? So that part, at least, I'm with you. I'm not trying to get between you and your brother. So at least I understand you being upset about that. But the second part, I gotta defend him. I wouldn't want you there either.
But listen.
I now know that about you. But actually, I'm cheap as fuck. And as long as I can get with it, I'd probably let you play piano at my wedding.
Yeah, I know it's cheaper anyways.
I'd be like, fuck, man, I don't have $1,000 to pay no motherfuckers. Can you actually play? I'd have to hear you play a song.
Yeah.
Then that'd be about it. But
So before we actually get into the topic, so side note too, one of the other ways that because when you're in middle school, I don't know if you guys had to do it when you were in middle school, but we had music class, but we had different types of music classes. Like we had music class, which had keyboards and a whole bunch of other instruments and shit like that, right? Then we also had music too, which was more classical orchestra style. So that's where, violin and stuff like that came in. But the other class, music one, when I took it, it was at the end of the year, and she didn't believe that I knew how to play piano. And I'm like, okay, motherfucker, we're gonna do this. I was like, I'm not using a keyboard for this. I'm gonna use the fucking piano. She said, okay, cool. Got to use the piano. She was like, you guys have to come up with your own song. Write your own song. Write the notes and everything on this music sheet, and that's how we're gonna have to do it. And I won. I won the competition.
Oh wow!
I also finished writing my song before everybody and was playing it.
But you'd be surprised on what your brothers and shit remember about you. Because I find out what some of the shit they remember about me sometimes. Like, what the fuck? How do you not know that?
Bro,
especially that's more my sisters. My brother pretty much remembers the shit.
Yeah, no, but I know where he's doing the wedding, and I know the type of people he probably hired. They're going to be over there playing and probably trying to promote their rap mixtape at the same time, which like the shit's fire.
Oh, that's the type of thing he's got. I mean, piano players, that type of piano player.
I don't know, but because where he hired them from, and I know where they're from, that's what I'm assuming. And I don't want to hear no shit in the fucking comments about anybody being like, well, you can't assume shit like that just because of where they're from. This time I fucking can because they're from the same shitty ass streets I am. And I'm one of the very few who ain't trying to make a mixtape. I mean, I'm trying to make an album, not a fucking mixtape. I got that.
When you dropping that mixtape?
When I work on it. Just like Depth of Justice, I got depth. Alright. So, going with that, now let's get into the fucking topics. Like I said, I wanted to talk about comedy. I wanted to talk about the influences that I've had, or some of the influences that I've had, some of the ones that Tommy's had. A good point that was brought up about, the podcast and how the dichotomy between his works and stuff like that. And I also wanted to talk about another video which segues into another thought that I have on comedy, which goes also into my influences and stuff. There's a whole big way it all connects, like a fucking conspiracy theory. Jesus Christ, sorry, I got the hiccups.
What's your favorite like comedy duo? Like when you think of something, I mean, I don't.
Like, and we're talking like overall, like TV shows,
Anything.
movies, anything. All right.
Yeah.
I really do. I've got a few, but obviously I would have to say that Cheech and Chong is definitely on there. Especially because I gotta represent my Latinos and shit like that. Cheech and Chong is definitely fucking on there.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. I'll give you that.
Cheech and Chong now. A little bit, I feel, of a lesser known, and I also feel like a lot of people hate their movies together. But anytime I've seen them in a movie together, I've always just immensely laughed my ass off. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Wedding Crashers, The Internship. I think there was another one that they did together. Just fucking stupid, fucking hilarious. Like the way that those two are together is just that. To me, that's just fucking funny because it shows almost like just a real relationship. And sometimes I feel like the type of relationship that they have and everything, I feel like I do have that with some of my friends as well. So, I mean, I would have to go Cheech and Chong. I'd have to say Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. And to be honest, if I could pick a third, I would have to say, to be real, I would have to say Ice Cube and Mike Epps.
Pretty good one. That's actually one I was thinking of anyway. But,
yeah, Craig and Day are just, well, Mike Epps himself is just, he's a fucking idiot.
But most people would, and the funny part about that, most people would actually say the other two from Friday.
Oh, Ice Cube, Chris Tucker. No, don't get me wrong. Chris Tucker's funny, and I truly do think that if I had maybe like a top 10.
Overall, Mike Epps is funny to me, for sure.
But if I had a top 10, I would have to put Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan up there for the Rush Hour movies, because that shit was just, those two together stupid.
It's funny you say that, 'cause my favorite Owen Wilson combo is actually Jackie Chan, because that shit from Shanghai Nights, is that what that was?
The one that you said was better? Yeah, Shanghai Nights.
Yeah, I think so. That's one. They were
the other one was Shanghai Noon. Yeah, they were both in both.
Okay, but that series anyway.
Okay, yeah, no,
I thought that was funnier than. I mean, I love Owen Wilson and what's his face? Fuck, I forgot his name. Tall guy.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. There you go.
Another one that I think, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I would like to remind you that it was before all the bullshit about him came out in the news and the way that he was as a fucking person, and it's just because I grew up on these movies and shit like that. But Danny Glover and Mel Gibson in the Lethal Weapon movies. Those movies, I could watch all day and not get fucking bored, because those two together just, it was dope shit. Obviously Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, two brothers, when they get together, it's always something fucking funny. I do like that.
Shouldn't have him. Yeah, I'm gonna mention Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, that was.
I understand it's not 100% a comedy, but come on, let's face it, that's more funny than anything else.
No, those are definitely fucking comedies. Those are comedies with just a hair of action thrown in.
Shit, I forgot the other one I was thinking of though. There you go, though. I gotta get something. Right now.
No, you good. I haven't eaten anything since like at some point yesterday. So we're chilling. I'm good. But those comedic duos, like those are movies that I could watch. And
I think Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Because it's not just the other guys, and they have that.
The Daddy's Home movies.
I think those two do real good together too.
See, now another duo that you've only seen once, and they were comedic, even though it really shouldn't have been a comedic movie, was The movie Four Brothers. Mark Wahlberg and Tyrese.
Yeah.
Those two together, just fucking stupid. Paul Walker and Tyrese. Those two. And they're not even really comedy, but they bring comedy to it, and that's what makes it. But if it was for the actual comedy duos, definitely Cheech and Chong, Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson, and then Ice Cube and Mike Epps. Has to be. Now, going with that, those have always been some of my favorites, and I really do feel like a lot of the times me and my friendships kind of develop a lot of those traits, which I think make those movies even fucking better for me. Now, when it comes to just comedy in general, but I'm going to talk about the one issue first that goes in with the other issue, which goes into my comedic influences, and that's how I'm going to segue into that. I'm going to do it in the reverse. But so apparently there was a video that was done, and it was supposed to be a parody, but no names were mentioned or anything like that. And a friend of mine brought this up to me. And I'm purely going off of his point of view because I really don't have any opinion on it at all. I thought the video was funny, and I think some people are getting, butthurt about it, but hey, what the fuck ever. So this dude, Drewski or whatever, apparently did a video, and he put on whiteface, and basically acted like Erica Cook. He did not use her name at all. He just acted like her, talked about a bunch of shit like she would, and then, it was funny. He was just being a funny fucking idiot. And now she's trying to sue him for defamation and trying to put out all this other shit. But it's like, he never mentioned your name. He never threw any jokes about, the death of your husband and shit like that. Like, he just made a fucking parody video. And get the fuck over it, because people are going to do that. People are going to make parody videos. And one of the issues that I think is really going on is, A, just the fact of, first off, bitch, you became a public fucking figure. People are going to make fun of you. Your shit's out there in the fucking world. Get the fuck over it. B, I bet if it was a white person making fun of her, she would have been fine with it. But because it was a black person.
Probably right.
Comedy has no color.
Which is funny. That's what the new name of our new series we're going to come up with now is Comedy Has No Color. We're going to let people say what they want, however they want. Only problem is, it's kind of going to be like the Masked Singer. Except we ain't putting dressing them up in no crazy outfit. It's all black, hoodie, covered. Can't see no skin, no nothing. So we don't know what kind of thing they are, and they can just say the jokes how they want. And we don't reveal them until the end. And they just say whatever the fuck they want. People can vote on them. We get like 8 people. And people can vote on the ones they don't like, and we get rid of the ones they don't like until we have the last one standing. And it's comedy without color. Be pretty good though.
Then you find out a bunch of the really fucked up shit was said by people we shouldn't be saying.
Yeah, that's gonna be the best part. What do you think the best part of the whole show is? Our reveal at the fucking end, like where we got a white boy saying all kinds of black jokes. Everybody, oh, that's for sure. This is the way he said. We kind of disguised the voice too, though, so it's completely where we can't even tell. Because I'm sorry, sometimes you could just tell.
I'm just gonna change my accent because I'm gonna make myself a contestant on the show every so often. Each time I'm going to change my accent. No, but,
like I said, I think that's why we just do a voice changer, too. That way we do everything. So it's just kind of, you got to be pure on what your words are.
Oh, this would be dope.
It would be
I would love this.
I know a lot of people like this shit. All the stupid ones out nowadays. Look at that. Tommy just come up with another $1 million idea. Yeah. Oh, shit, we were supposed to talk about my other $1 million idea. But we're going to talk about that next week now, because that's going to be a whole episode. It's pretty bad. You're going to look at me really funny.
So I don't know about this one. Nope. Okay, that's what I thought.
Something I started talking to my brother about the other day and told him I was talking about it on the podcast. He just looked at me and I'm really fucked up. It's another movie idea, though, so you like it.
If you said that I'm going to look at you and say it's fucked up, I can only worry.
You will worry. Just remind me about it next week and we'll talk about it.
I got you.
I do remember.
You know what? That also goes into with, I don't know directly who said, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's been said by a bunch of fucking comedians, let's be real about this. But I know there was one who started it, And they had said during one of their stand-ups or sets, hey, I talk about fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And he was like, but you have to realize, and one of the perfect examples that he gave was racism. Racism is given its power by hate and fear. People fearing others who don't look like them and people hating others who don't look like them. He was like, and that is how racism is given its power. He's like, so what am I going to do? I'm going to crack a bunch of racist jokes. And he was like, because if we laugh at them instead of fearing it, it loses its power. That is what comedy is. Comedy is the counter to something gaining its power when it should. All comedians take serious topics and they make light of it because sometimes you just need to do that to take the power away from a situation to either help yourself or people come to these shows because they want to laugh to get away from the everyday bullshit that's going on. Maybe something I say will help them too and help them to take back some of the power from whatever situation. And I've always thought that that was a very powerful fucking thing to say because I do believe in that wholeheartedly. Is that when you fear something or you hate something and you just have nothing but negative words towards it, whether you know or not, you're just giving that thing power, more and more power, to completely take over. And that's the problem with a lot of the fucking world today, is we fear and hate people who don't look like us, who aren't the same as us, and that's where a lot of this shit is coming in, and it's just causing nothing but fucking problems. We are all the same. We are the same fucking color on the inside. Some of y'all niggas need to get mad because you can't get a tan, and some of you niggas need to stop being mad because you match a crayon. That's whatever. That's just how you were born. That's how it is. Accept who you are, accept who they are, and let love win. That's me, personally. If the people just get off the fucking high horse and stop, I'm black, I'm white, I'm this and that, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not. I have my issues. It's a well-known thing within my family, and it also makes no sense. And I'll be real about this. I should be sticking with them because we're Caribbean Islanders, but I don't know what it is. Me and Dominicans, we just don't mesh, and it bothers me because again, the Caribbean Islanders as well. We share histories and stuff like that. It shouldn't be like that. It also bothers me because I got 3 siblings that are half Dominican. It also bothers me because I got plenty of cousins and shit who are half Dominican. But there's always been qualities about them that like we antagonize each other, and I fucking hate it. I try to be more understanding. I really do. Yes, I make jokes about white people. I think everybody needs to fucking get over that because if I'm being real about it, the reason that I do that too, and the reason why I do have a slight disdain for them, is because growing up where I grew up in Massachusetts, I had friends who were every fucking color. I mean, I'm talking from pasty to no, we're gonna need you to stand in the background. You're gonna be the stunt double for the color midnight. I've had friends of every fucking color. I did not experience racism in my life until I moved to New Hampshire, and it was the white people there who started their shit with me. And it wasn't even at a good point. Like I remember the very first fight that I got into, I lost my shit, and actually I just had a friend talk to me about this the other day, and they were like, I remember that first fight you got into in middle school. You had like 10 motherfuckers on you trying to stop you from fighting this dude, and you were walking with all of them holding on to you. But it was because, for some fucking reason, this kid just decided he wanted me to be the scapegoat, and all of a sudden, I'm just a stupid, light-skinned, fat, hard R. Or I'm just a slightly taller version of a dirty Mexican. This is the shit that I got in 6th fucking grade from someone who I've never even fucking spoke to. And I lost my shit. I was ready to fucking beef. I was ready to go.
What did you do to his sister?
He didn't have a sister. He had 2 brothers. I didn't do nothing.
Who would you, brother?
I didn't do nothing. I didn't even know their brothers until we were in 8th grade. because I found out that his older brother was this dude who was already in high school at that point, though, and then his younger brother just came into the school in sixth grade. The only time I ever interacted with his brother, the younger brother, at all, was when he came into the school. There was a bunch of dudes trying to fuck with him, and they were all eighth graders, and I was like, "Yeah, leave him the fuck alone." And they were like, "Oh, no, no, no," and I was like, "No, leave him the fuck alone, or we gonna throw hands. Like you got no reason to be fucking with him." So I actually defended his brother, and it was after that that he was like, "I appreciate that, you cool." And I'm like, that don't change the fact that your first interaction with me was all this racist shit, motherfucker. Like we ain't never gonna be cool. But I'm not gonna let somebody go and try to get at your brother when he's got two homeboys with him when your brother didn't do shit. Like I'm not about to let that happen. That's not gonna fucking happen while I'm around. I digress. Either way, everybody seems to fucking love each other. So that's why I make my white people jokes. I also, my kid's half white, his mom's white. She got a big ass head. I make white jokes all the time because she do look like Elmer's glue if it was a person. She just devoid of melanin. And that's just how she was born. And at one point, I loved her, so I accepted that. Let love win. Y'all see how it goes? And those are the things that I want to talk about that were a little bit more serious. But that also segues into who I feel my comedic influences are.
I would hope so.
That's a lot of information all at once. It's all good. But the reason that, because I think about it all the time, and I've had people who, have said it to me too and shit, because a lot of the first comics that I watched, if anything, and, of course, just because life and my family and everything like that, yeah, they weren't white comics. I do have white comics that I think are fucking hilarious. I really fucking do. I think Adam Sandler's fucking hilarious. There's a couple that I see on Facebook. Michael Blaustein, he's fucking hilarious. Gary Owen's my fucking dude. He always be saying some shit. I love that motherfucker. But a lot of the ones that I watched growing up were like the first. I remember, I think it was a Beverly Hills Cop movie, and I watched it. I was like, this dude's pretty fucking funny. It was Eddie Murphy. I didn't know who it was at the time. My brother was like, I think that's funny. Watch this shit. So he put me onto his first stand-up special, Raw. As a kid watching that shit, half the time I'm laughing, the other half I'm like, Ma's gonna fuck me up for watching this. But I watched it. Then immediately after that, he introduced me to Richard Pryor, Red Fox. Then, I had people going further, obviously Cheech and Chong, Cheech Marin, Latin comics, Steve Harvey, things like that. But, one of my other favorites was Carlos Mencia. Carlos Mencia was known for saying some shit, pushing some serious fucking boundaries with the shit that he said. But he also had a lot of real points to bring in after the jokes. And like there was one that was really fucked up, and I remember this one, but it was the point that he made, the real life point that he made after the joke. That's what sat with me. And that's why the joke sits with me. So he had made a joke about being at an amusement park, and there was somebody who was in a wheelchair who was supposed to go on, who wanted to go on the ride or whatever, but because they were handicapped, they brought them to the front of the line. And he was like, no, 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 like, what the fuck you doing? And he basically made a joke about, like, fuck with the dude. Then he was like, so I fucking turned around and I kicked my legs back and I kicked him out the chair to get to the back of the line. He was like, and the guy got back up in his wheelchair, and I thought he was going to be upset and that they were going to kick me out of the park. He was like, but the fact of the matter is, he was like, the response that I received was, thank you for not seeing the wheelchair and treating me like a normal person because that's all I want to be seen as. And that is one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people don't realize. If you're someone who has some type of disability or physical deformity or something like that, like people tend to hyper fucking focus on that. And nobody thinks they know they're different. They still want to be treated like they're normal. And that has sat with me because, as everyone knows, my son is autistic and things like that. My older son, he does have muscular dystrophy and stuff like that, which affects him physically. And the one thing that I've always done with them is treat them like normal fucking kids. And I try to let everybody else know, especially if you haven't been around them or anything. Like sometimes I have cousins who have met them who are like, is there anything that I need to do to get them to like me, or like, is everything gonna be okay? And I'm like, just treat him like a normal kid. Treat him like he's normal. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do nothing special. Treat him like he's fucking normal. That's it. And he's such a fucking happy kid with that. He knows he's different, but he knows that I treat him like he's a normal kid because that's what I want him to be. And I try to get everybody else to do the same thing. And Carlos Mencia did have a lot of good points like that, where he would bring up real good points.
Never once seen your kid as anything else but normal. Like, if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't even notice.
No.
I've never treated him any different. He's never acted any different with me.
Yeah. But like with him, he knows it too, especially because of his speech and stuff like that, and he's able to pick up.
I've met kids with speech problems before, so I mean,
but like his thing is too, is
not always just that.
Yeah, he can also tell like there's a lot of things that he's like really fucking good at and super smart at. But it's just stuff that he has trouble with that frustrates him, and he starts seeing like, I'm not, no. Like I know it does bother him. Because in his own way, he's told me, but he's always been like, I try to read, I try to do the words, it's just really hard for me. And then he's like, I'm sad because you're good at it. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, we're going to get you to where you need to be. Like, I got you. This is why I'm the one. When it comes to the homework and stuff, like, his mom's really good at the math. She does the math and shit like that. Thank fucking God. Because I hate that shit. I handle the reading. And he does really good with me on the reading because I take the time to teach him the way that I was taught by my teachers and stuff. And they really helped me out a lot. So he's starting to get a lot better at it. He's starting to gain that confidence. And he's always like, thank you for taking the time. I'm like, fuck you, of course. Stop saying thank you. It's my job. I need to make sure that you get smart enough to have a really good job to take care of me in the future.
It's just so funny right now. That's not on the topic. It's just, if you look, I'm technically on 3 of them. And I look at the other 3, I'm not on 3 of them. So it's even funnier. Now point like he was just doing, because see how I point is good. No, point at me, because you were just like pointing. Yeah, but you were doing it over here, so you was doing like this number. So you're like pointing to nobody's there, like the fucking thing make it count. So it's just kind of funny. Like on 3 of them, you look like you're talking to nobody.
You're halfway on this one. You can't be on that one.
No.
I don't know why you're not on that one.
It's just the way it went today. You put it over here, because it should have been the one over there.
The face?
Yeah, or there, because the Facebook has to be a little farther back. It's all good. It's something I've learned over the time. It didn't matter that much, man. Now we all crooked and shit. Now you put it's like, I don't know what you did, but you messed up our connection. It didn't really matter anyway. Damn, we flew through that, and I don't think we really talked about comedy, to be honest.
No, we brought up kind of more serious aspects of it, but I'm sorry, I digress. I'm sorry, but I also think that it's still a good thing.
No, that episode's good.
Because I feel like it shows that okay, so we were going to talk about comedy, but I feel like in this episode, I've also kind of given why I am the way that I am and why I do try to be like comedic all the time and stuff, because it really does have the ability to change a day, to change a mood. And, segueing into, like I said, my comedic influences, well, let's be real, I do say a lot of fucked up shit.
For sure, but it always went back to like something we've always said on the episode.
Yeah.
If you have one person fucking laugh and we change the day a little bit, that's a good thing, and that's kind of the way we do things, the way we do them.
Exactly, which,
we're going to talk some serious shit sometimes.
Like, we're going to talk some serious shit, but like with my comedic ways, I feel like I'm really good with, being animated and stuff, like the movements that I do, and like the way that I talk and the delivery and stuff like that. And a lot of the shit that I do talk about, a lot of the way that I take jokes and I push them to their fucking limits is based off of all these comedians that I've seen do it, who I absolutely love. I think I hope I remember to mention it. If I didn't, I'm so fucking sorry. I don't think he ever watches this. I keep trying to hit him up on Twitter. But I don't think I ever said George Lopez. No, I jumped right to Carlos Mencia. But George Lopez too. He was one of the ones who I definitely watched a lot growing up, and I feel like with him, that's why sometimes if I feel like in a very comedic mood, because of him and Cheech and everybody, like I will start throwing like random Spanish words into there and shit like that. But one of the one things that I do love is the Three Stooges, because the Three Stooges I think is just comedic genius, and a lot of the times, like if I do a weird sound effect, it's because they would always have like weird ass sound effects that they would fucking do. And I always thought that that was so funny and just completely added to it. So, I mean, those are my influences, and then like I feel like if I did stand up, I'd be able to do, I'd be able to tell some jokes and stuff. The way that I deliver, the way that I'm animated and stuff like that, I think they would come across. I think that I would do really good in crowd work though, like where I'm just picking people to fucking talk to and fuck with them a little bit. I think I'd do really good in that. So those, and that goes right back into comedy's there to take the serious shit and to fuck with people and to make people fucking laugh. Now, granted, your comedy's not going to be for everybody. Some people might not find it funny. I'm pretty sure there's mad people who don't find me funny, and that's completely fucking okay. I think I'm funny. I hope I'm funny. I mean, I think that I am, especially with the fact that, thanks to you guys and everything, we have viewers who, the viewership goes up every fucking week. I don't think it's just because y'all are here for my good looks or Tommy's good looks. I think, we actually do have some shit to say, and we're pretty funny most of the fucking time.
I don't know. I'm looking good. I see myself in the mirror the other day. Kind of surprised. There's none of me left down there sometimes.
You almost got a flat stomach, motherfucker. I'm jelly. No, literally, I'm jelly. Look. Shit.
I was actually kind of surprised with what I seen him looking. I was fucking wearing a shirt I hadn't worn in a while, and I was over there working and fucking looking in the mirror. I'm smoking for it. I got hide my brother's bathroom because I didn't want everybody to see it. It's the only place with a fan away from everything on that old bedroom. So I'm in there smoking, looking in the fucking mirror. I'm like, holy shit, dude.
You have moments like that, dog, and it's going to keep happening for a while until you start actually getting used to it. And the reason I know that is because I'm still not used to it, and I still have moments where I'm like, where the fuck is the rest of me?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
But we're healthier for it.
Well, that's what matters. I mean, I don't always feel healthier. Just the stamina is still what kills me the most.
But
I'm so tired all the time.
But another good point that was brought up about the show and mine and yours duality in general was, it was one of my friends was talking to me about the video where the dude's making fun of Kirk, whatever. He's like, people are just. He had said, people are just getting butt hurt over everything. And like that's the whole point of. Bless you. Thank you. Holy shit. God, sorry, everybody. That one took a bit out of me.
Bad time in the season like that.
Facts, but no. So one of the things that he brought up was, all of that and shit like that, and I was like, people just need to get over blah blah blah. But he turned it into the point. He's like you. He's like, you'll go on and do the show. He's like, now you have episodes. He's like, well, I can tell by your facial expression. He's also known me for close to fucking 30 years. He'll be like, I can tell by your facial expression. He's like, I've learned your little quirks, and he's like, I know what it looks like when you actually thought about something before you said it. He's like, and you have times where you do that. He's like, then there's other times where I'm looking at you and I can already tell by your face you're about to say some shit. And he was like, but that's why he's like, I watch your show and I will actually try to get other people to watch it. He was like, because it is, real life shit that you're talking about, but you're doing it in a comedic way. And he was like, now one of the things is, and don't get me wrong, because I will never say anything to the opposite. Like I said, me and you on this show, like everything has gone up since we started this shit, me and you, or since we, been on this shit together, me and you. And I'm so fucking proud of that. But just because we have a good duality, like, we vibe off each other well, we feed off each other well, you have a hell of a lot of funny fucking moments. You really fucking do. But then there are some times where to me, it seems like you're being comedic, but you're still saying some real ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, and I've noticed that too. And he was like, so when it comes down to it, he was like, that's actually one of the perfect matchups. He was like, because yes, Tommy does have his funny moments, but Tommy brings a lot more of like the real shit into it. He was like, and you, whether you get pissed off or not, he was like, you're more of the let's just see what the fuck we can say to get a reaction out of people. He was like, you're more the comedy of it. And Tommy has his moments, but he's more of the real life music, and that's why it works perfectly. And I thought about it, and I was like, that's mad true. And I was like, now granted, again, Tommy does have his funny ass fucking moments. He's had times where I've been fucking dying off shit that he says. But he does bring a lot of real life and older experience aspect to this shit because, granted, I mean, we're not too far off in age, but, you know,
No, that
as,
motherfucker.
as I get older, I'm still dumb.
Well,
Tommy,
it's actually finally fucking time that people realize that because you just realize how little you actually knew. And that's the one thing that coming older. It's kind of funny. You like when you're 20s, you think you're smart, you think you know fucking everything, and most. I know there's people that are different, but that's how most fucking attitude is. About 18 to 25, 26, then people start wising up a little bit, and then 26 to 34, you really think you know because you graduated from being that dumbass from your 20s. And you're like, okay, I'm in my 30s and think I'm smart. But then you get to your 40s and you ain't got hit that one yet, buddy. But I'm gonna get any more after that. Then you're like, shit, I really fucking thought I knew what the fuck I was going on in my 30s. Now fucking life give me a couple more surprises and fuck. But
I,
that's the point is life keeps bringing surprises.
I will say, I don't think, even at this age, that, like, I know everything. I just, the one thing that I know for sure, for certain, for 100 fucking percent, the one thing that I know is no matter the situation, I will adapt and I will overcome it. And that's all I need to know. Situation gets thrown at me, I come up with a plan, I get through it. And that's all I've been getting through life. Fly by the seat of my fucking pants. And I'm okay with that. Now, I will say this.
That's the best you can do.
I don't, yeah, sorry, I didn't get to read the comments. I've been, like, involved in this topic. But they said, yeah, you got your way, I've got my way, and then we got a surprise every other month. Yeah, so going in with with what I said, I have a, situation comes up, I adapt, I overcome, I just fucking get through it. And I've said this before, and I don't know what the fuck it is, but, and I know everybody goes through hard times, but it seems like ever since maybe like 2017 with my family, January to August is nothing but bullshit. August to October is the only calm time, and then it starts to right the fuck back up in November. We get a holiday break, and then it starts again in January. And it already started this year because I think we've already had like 3 or 4 deaths and a bunch of other shit that's gone on, and that one's gone.
Bye, clapper. Clap on, clap off.
And that's that, but yeah, it's just whatever the fuck. But either way, like I said, you do bring the comedy to it, but you bring a lot more of the real life. I just bring the let's see how stupid I can be today, and I can be very intelligent if I really need to be. But honestly, I prefer just I prefer the way I am. I think I'm a little bit more easygoing with the way that I am. I don't want to try to have to be smart or intelligent or serious all the time because I've tried that and I didn't like it.
Well, that's what matters most. You gotta like you. You don't like you, nobody else is going to.
I already think nobody else does enough.
Why would I do a podcast with you?
No, I know you do. I'm talking about like
Oh, who the fuck cares what fucking everyday people think?
exactly.
That's everyday fucking people.
I'm pretty sure a lot of my job when someone else told me they don't like me, but if I could get this fucking work done.
Probably don't fucking like it. Who cares? Tell them to go fuck themselves.
I do all the fucking time.
I definitely would. I just couldn't handle it. But I'm just glad I mean, I don't have to deal with people no more. That's one of the best things. But it's kind of fun to go do this stuff from this and get out and talk to people again.
No.
Just, yeah, in general. I sold a bunch of shit. I made like $300, bro.
No. I'll
It only sucks that 180 of it was on my Ninja Turtles.
yeah, give me. I just gotta find Pokemon cards and shit. Just give me till like Wednesday or later. I'll probably drop them off when I go to get Xander.
Anything to go up to the sale and give you a price on what you want for all of it. That's probably what it's going to be. You probably, if it's, don't sell it, don't sell
No.
it. You just put a little higher than what you actually want on it. Whatever fucking, just give me your low ball price. So
No.
I'll put whatever a little higher on it.
That way you can take the cut.
Not even that.
No,
I get it that if I get anything higher, then that's fine, but I need your low ball number more so that I can, because people are stupid with those things. You got to put in a higher number than what you want on there. Because if you fucking want, just say, example, you want $20 for it, we got to put like 30 on it. Because they got to feel like they're negotiating me down.
no. I honestly think that if I had like a low ball offering, I'm already going low as fuck because I know how much money I spent on them.
That's fine.
I'd say like
200.
because there's a lot of shit there.
Okay. That's what I'm telling you.
Now, those my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, no, because I've got over 3,000 fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Those aren't going anywhere though, because my Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
So this is how people's gonna be, man. I mean, people are gonna negotiate there. But it's gonna be hard. There, you want $200 out of it. It might be rough, but I'll see what I can do. I might be able to get it. You never know. People are asking about it. I think that kid might be one of them that was asking me, but I haven't heard nothing back from him. Because I sent him the prices I found on the Super Nintendo and shit. That's why they're over there on the floor.
No, okay.
Was he gonna give me a good price for it? I'll sell it. But he ain't gonna give me like $50. No. The fucking, I told him, I says the system alone is worth $100. You can't get that shit no more for the 64. Same thing with the Super Nintendo and the same thing with the Nintendo. And you ain't giving $100 a piece for it. I'm not selling it to you.
Nah.
Plain and simple. I'd have to get it back from some type maybe. I probably never play it again. Just to be honest, is one reason I'm getting rid of it.
Nah. No, I mean I could probably go longer on the Pokemon cards. I just got to do a quick run through what's there. That's what's really going to determine even the low ball price because I know that there's some good ass shit in there.
Well,
Plus, there's a lot.
I don't know what you got, bro.
There's a lot of Pokemon cards. There's more Yu-Gi-Oh, but there's a lot of Pokemon cards.
But it's funny because that's what these people do now. That's how I knew I was going to sell my turtles. Just because the first day I was there, I already had people. Second day, I had toy collector. People are sitting there doing this number and using the eBay thing to fucking, they take a picture of the fucking image and, what item, and it gives them fucking prices and shows them what it's sold for. Yeah, we had the hour.
I know. Anything you want to say to the YouTube before we sign off? Let's my bad.
Like, I guess my opinion ain't much. Because I didn't say much to YouTube about who my influences was.
I was waiting for you to jump in, and then when you did, I just kept going. I'm sorry.
He was going all kinds of stuff, so I didn't want to ruin the flow. But as I told you before, the Clive's got some of his. I just like some of the things he said though. I like Cheese and Sean. That's a lot. Those two. That's one of my early funny duos. That is always what I've liked is how people work together. But as he said, some of the facial expressions and shit. No. That's one of the things that's why I said funny and stuff to talk about that show. Take that all away from people. And then you just got to be funny. Well, that would take away from a lot of people because to me, that's one of the things that you see a lot on the show, and that's why I've always told you when I first started with you that we need to get here. One of the things you see is facial.
I was about to bring that the fuck up. That we started doing these on the video because Tommy was one of the really good ideas that we need to do this shit and we need to be able to show like your facial expressions and your animation and stuff because that will add to it. It adds so much more instead of just listening to it.
Still one of the best episodes, that Wancho guy on here.
Wancho's a fucking trip.
And that dude was just...
And I've been fucking with him on Facebook.
Yeah.
He's been posting some shit and I've been talking with him and his wife's even getting in on it with me and I'm like, yo, that's dope.
But let's not get too sidetracked because we got to see you guys later, YouTube. You'll Max.
Yeah, you at your max and love y'all. We appreciate that. Thank God for Karen Inside that I took over the episode, but you know what?
Hey, it happens. It's good. That's what we're doing good. Peace out, everybody. We good. All right, you two. We talk to you guys next time. Don't forget to check us out.
Or whatever the fucking kids do nowadays, that weird gang symbols and shit.